following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race.
Room to wonder, open road, my marker, cruise control, strobing headlights, passing cars, constellations, shooting stars. Pedal to the metal and I'm feeling alright. Fire on the highway, music on the airwaves. Head out the window, gonna feel the cool night. I'ma keep driving for the rest of my life.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and the most anticipated race of 2018 here in the NRLOA has finally arrived. The Season 7 NRLOA Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500. Today, 42 drivers will take to the World Center of Racing to see who will be crowned Daytona 500 champion. 3 drivers in this field have already felt the glory of winning this race. The Season 1 winner, Jesse Turner, who won his dual race on Thursday. Nicholas Samadio driving the number 24, who gave us the most thrilling finish in a Daytona 500, yet at least. And the defending champion of this race, Cameron Garlington, looking to go back-to-back in the Great American Race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Today, I am joined by the 6-season veteran, the legend Caleb Hoffman, the all-time winningest driver in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And you have raced in this event many times before, 6 times to be exact. What kind of excitement does a driver feel heading into the biggest race of the season?
Well, it's just a lot of anticipation. As soon as you see that green flag, you just want to go and you want to complete all these laps, but most importantly, you want to be leading at the final one. It is just so amazing, the feeling when you're going around this racetrack knowing that you have a shot to win the Daytona 500.
Definitely, and all these drivers want to join their names alongside Jesse Turner, Nicholas Samadio, Cody Hagan, Gabriel Wanderley, Josh Marzak, and Cameron Garlington. Some of these drivers trying to keep those names from extending, like Turner and Garlington, but most of these other guys don't really care about that, and they're going to be fighting hard for the win. No pit stops in this race, at least no pit stops that are scheduled in this race, I should say. They might have to come down if a caution does come out to top off on fuel to make sure they can make it. But as for the most part, we shouldn't see these guys down the pit lane for any scheduled stops. So it's a flat-out 100-mile race here for the Daytona 500. 40 laps of action here at the Daytona International Speedway. The front row was determined on Wednesday. Zachary Fitzwater, the fastest time in qualifying. A 7-season veteran will be leading the field of the green flag for today's event. And the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest winner from last Friday night, Ace Garcia, will start on the outside pole alongside him to begin this event. We cannot get this race started without firing the engines, and we're not going to sugarcoat it too much because we'll just let the roar of the engines describe the excitement that we will feel here today. So let's head trackside and get the command for the Great American Race in Season 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series.
On behalf of all the NRLOA, drivers, start your engines!
Can you feel the excitement now? 42 drivers ready to take to the Daytona International Speedway and become a Daytona 500 champion. Let's give you guys the starting lineup. The number 9 of Zachary Fitzwater, fastest in qualifying. He will lead the field of the green flag for Beast Racing and Marty Johnson. Alongside him, Ace Garcia in the number 92, driving for Friesen Motorsports this season. Blaine Keys in the number 67. He was the dual number 1 winner from Thursday alongside the Season 1 Daytona 500 champion Jesse Turner driving the number 77. Row number 3, we have the 06 of Christian Vargas, a rookie driver to the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, alongside another rookie driver in Roger Ray, driving the number 48. Row number 4, Diego Yepes, his first ever Daytona 500, alongside Matt Delio in his 7th Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Row number 5 sees Cookie Helms in number 18, an uncharted driver, a Turkey Hill Series driver, who qualified his way in for Hamill Racing Enterprises. Alongside him, Jordan Carter in his first ever Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. You see the rest of the starting lineup on the bottom of your screen. And Caleb, it's going to happen in 30 seconds. These guys are going to take the green flag. What are the final preparations these guys are doing mentally for this 40-lap race?
Well, as many have said before me, you're just making sure your game plan is right. I mean, I know it's a plate track and there is practically no game plan because you cannot predict what goes on here, but you're just making sure that everything is in a line and you're ready to go out and match the gas for 40 laps.
Definitely. Zachary Fitzwater and Ace Garcia are definitely going to be doing that, along with the other 40 drivers in the field. The most anticipated event in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series is finally ready to get started. The pace car will pull off. The 9, the 92, custom cars in the field. The Season 7 Daytona 500 is green from Daytona. Season 7 is here, guys. Let's get this started. Lap 1 led by Dual 1 winner Blaine Keys. He gets to the inside of Ace Garcia and takes the lead away on lap 1. His teammate for Wade Enterprises, Christian Vargas, right behind him. Wade Enterprises currently 1-2 here at Daytona. Another rookie, Diego Yepes, on the inside, and Cookie Helms also in his first ever Daytona 500, trying to work that inside lane.
You see they're starting to get 3 wide here. And that could lead to trouble later in the race when they start to get 4 wide. Out of turn 4 is where we mainly see it. That is where the big one starts, is when these guys get 4 wide out of 4.
We have seen it twice so far in Speed Weeks, once in the Smooth Fest and once yesterday in the Florida's Natural 300 in the Turkey Hill Series. And there is no question that these guys will most likely do that at some point throughout this race. And it could happen very early on, too. And if we get a big crash to start at the front of the field, it usually takes out a lot of guys. And already a crash down the backstretch. Matt Delio around the 79. Jordan Carter in the outside wall hard. Justin Roberts, Nathan Stapleton. They're piling up down the backstretch. Jordan Carter upside down in the 26. Oh my, Aaron Walpole in the 34, his first Daytona 500 since Season 3. Heavy damage on the American Motorsports machine. Richard Kinghart with heavy damage in the 47. That's going to be the end of his day. And already a massive accident here in the Daytona 500.
And that's not what a lot of people want to see, especially these team owners. They want to see their cars do well, and when you crash on lap 4, it's not pleasant, especially these drivers. They were getting ready to go, 40 laps trying to survive, and to have your hopes eliminated this early, definitely heartbreaking.
Justin Roberts in the 83. He hasn't been in this race since, I believe, Season 3. And a long time for Justin Roberts, actually probably Season 4. But he was the second ever winner on Napa Fan. He is returning to full-time competition. And we also saw Aaron Walpole with damage. He hasn't raced in his series since Season 3 as well. And good to see those longtime veterans return after long hiatuses. But you're getting taken out early here in the Great American Race. Uncharted driver Matt Tuck with damage in the 98 for Beast Racing. Nathan Stapleton, rookie driver. Definitely one of the highly anticipated rookies for this season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's all torn up in the 54. And Jordan Carter, you saw him go upside down in that machine. Just a very unfortunate turn of events for a lot of these drivers. You see John Stewart, he's a rookie driver here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series with damage in the 04. Matt Dalio, he's also heavy with damage in the 79 for NRLOA Motorsports. I'm not sure if Trey Bartow got any damage. He might just be coming down the pit lane to top off on fuel. But still, we did not expect that to happen, especially down the backstretch. You see we're saying, Caleb, it's off at turn 4 here at Daytona when these guys usually go 4 wide and crash, and that was down the backstretch off at turn 2. Very interesting scenario there, but these guys are still safe. Herrick, Larvin Alonso for Zach Ryan International leads the field. He won the race back to the line, and he'll restart the race when we come back to racing here in the Daytona 500. But first, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution here in the Great American Race. A very interesting crash here. That's Nicholas Samadillo in the 24, the Season 2 winner of this race. He wasn't in Season 6, returning after a season hiatus. He kind of got in the Jordan Carter. Carter got in the Matt Dalio, and at this point you think they're going to save it, but they don't. Dalio comes back down on Jordan Carter, and Justin Roberts has nowhere to go on the 83. He accumulates some damage. Then Jordan Carter tries to drive back up the field. He LePages the 54 of Nathan Stapleton, and these guys have nowhere to go. Aaron Walpole in the 34. Matt Tuck's back in there. Trey Bartow with a bit of damage there. That's Julio Caesar, a rookie driver in the 95, getting pushed to the grass. Andrew Miller, I think he's going to get a tap from Trey Bartow, but he avoided along with a lot of those other guys. Justin Knight, the 30 car of Justin Heath as well. Jonathan Wong with a little bit of damage. Rookie driver in his first ever Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. William Brock Stewart Grattan, I believe they avoid this as well. But as you can see, the guy who got the worst of this accident was definitely Jordan Carter in the number 26.
Alright, so you see, it's exactly how Napa described it, except for the fact, this reminds me of an old Turkey Hill Series wreck where I went upside down on the backstretch. It was lap 3, and I forgot exactly which race it was, but it was on lap 3. I went upside down on the backstretch, similar to the number 26, how he did. You know, I think it was just odd, that similar coincidence that happened between those two races.
Yeah, definitely a lot of similarities. It was probably Season 2 at Daytona the second time, but still, Jordan Carter wishes that didn't happen, and definitely got the worst of that accident right there in the 26. So this is back in the field here, and you're going to see all the smoke ensue in front of these guys. I noticed the 04 of John Stewart, a rookie driver. He got spun here. He's trying to avoid this whole thing, and Elijah Gordon kind of turns him there, and the 04 spins around. So I was kind of wondering how he got to that position right there. We saw that on the last replay, but yeah, interesting thing there for John Stewart. He should be able to continue in the Wade Enterprises 04, but obviously Jordan Carter won't be able to continue. You see the 98 of Matt Tuck, he's got heavy damage. Nathan Stapleton as well in the 54. Aaron Walpole, front end damage to his race car. That's not good at all for him. Jonathan Wong for Tanker Motorsports, I think he's going to be possibly done for the day. He is, so he's going to be out. And you see all these guys who avoided the accident. And you got Nicholas Samadillo right there in the 24. He was part of that accident, but he doesn't have any damage from it. He drove right away from it, so good news for the Season 2 Daytona 500 champion of Nicholas Samadillo.
Yeah, and you know, I think we should go on board with one of these cars and, you know, see what they saw during this huge wreck on lap 3.
Might be a good idea to go on board with Matt Dalio on the rear of his race car, because he was the first guy to go around here. Let's see what happened with the 79 of Matt Dalio. Then we'll get to the restart here in the Daytona 500. On board the 79 of Matt Dalio. See him get spun there by the 26. He almost saves it, but he doesn't. And around he goes down the backstretch. You're going to see all those cars try to avoid each other on the racetrack. Matt Dalio does drive away, but he's got a lot of rear end damage. You see the 26 with major damage upside down behind him.
Yeah, and it looks like he might have overcorrected in trying to get off the wall there, and that might have been what caused the accident.
We'll see what everyone else does here on the restart. We'll also check in and see who got knocked down in this accident here at Daytona. Don't go away. The restart is right now. We are back here at the Daytona International Speedway, ready to restart here for the Daytona 500 in season number 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And we'll check in and see who got knocked out at the end of that one. And it actually appears that only 2 drivers are going to fail to... forgot we have 42 car fields. Excuse me there. We had 40 last year. 4 guys failing to continue in this race. The 47 of Richard Kinghart, the 34 of Aaron Walpole, 26 of Jordan Carter, obviously, and Jonathan Wong in the 39. They're not going to be able to continue, but I believe Matt Tuck in the 98, he's going to be able to continue along with Stapleton, William Brock, Justin Roberts, Matt Dahlia. You see all these guys, they're going to be a pain for some of these leaders once they come around and reach them. We saw it be a major factor in yesterday's Turkey Hill Series race. You might see it again here today. We've seen it a lot in the Daytona 500 before, and those lap traffic cars, they have definitely been a huge factor into who wins this race in prior seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened plenty of times before. Those slow cars get in the way and break up the packs, and we'll see if it happens again.
Back to racing here at Daytona. Hergel Arvin Alonso at the helm of the field. And he is going to lead the field to the restart. Lap 8 of 40. The number 40 of Zach Ryan Internationals. Hergel Arvin Alonso out front with Diego Yepes right behind him. Here comes Cookie Helms in the number 18 to the inside of Tristan Allen, the Super Speedway Master. This place in the first race in the Airway Electric Pro Series. That's his race. Won that thing 2 times in a row, finished 3rd the 3rd time around. And I think he finished top 10 in the 4th time as well. So Tristan Allen, he knows how to get it done here at Daytona. He wants to get a Daytona 500 win. For the lead, Diego Yepes for American Motorsports to the inside for the lead. He's taking it away from Hergel Arvin Alonso.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting there. You see the number 18, Cookie Helms, a part of the the hot seat program for the Turkey Hill Series. I think it's interesting. He's going to the front. You might see something from him.
You definitely might. He won the opener in the Truck Series here at Daytona in Season 3. So I would not be surprised if he ran pretty strong throughout this race. You got Jesse Turner, though, the first ever winner of this event, the first ever winner on Napa Fan, and we always allude to him because he won that first race. That's a big accomplishment. That's always going to be cemented in Napa Fan history, and Jesse Turner, I can tell you, he wants another Daytona 500 win. He's got Isaac Nichols to the inside of him, and rookie Roger Ray in the 48 looking to get something accomplished in the Zidell Motorsports Toyota.
And watch out for these guys again. They seem to be super aggressive. As you saw, there is a tad bit of contact between the 77 and 18 in the tribal.
They were definitely close. They were only 3 wide, but they were in a situation where they could have gone 4 wide. So hopefully we do not see another 4 wide situation in this race. But just as I say that, Roger Ray looking to get to the inside of Isaac Nichols and make it 4 wide for the lead. They seem a little antsy out here. We got a little bit of a gap here in the pack. You got the main pack here. And then you got a few stragglers. Nicholas Samadillo trying to hang on to the rest of the pack, but he's a little ways behind. Got Matt Dahlia, Trey Bartow, John Stewart all behind there. An issue with Jay Jefferson. Now, he might have been involved in the accident. You also see these 4 guys, Nathan Stapleton, Justin Roberts, William Brock, and Matt Tuck. And Juan Garcia with an issue in the number 6. Only his 3rd ever start on Napa Fan here today. Not entirely sure what the deal is with him, but this lead pack's a lot smaller than what it could be. About 15 of these guys are not in this lead pack, battling for the lead. So, very interesting scenario, and it's going to be interesting once this lead pack... Oh, they're going to crash again! Miller around in the 7, and that is going to be it. Only unless they come back up the racetrack. They didn't. How about that? And if I'm not mistaken, the green flag, no. Caution out here at Daytona for the 2nd time.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but these guys just seem extra antsy today, and I don't know why, but...
Season 5 Daytona 500, they were extremely antsy in that one. Yeah. You got Juan Garcia here, oh my. It might be a good thing that accident occurred. Roger Ray will win the race back to the line with Garrett Senor second. But, yeah, Juan Garcia out there, he was very slow, and if we had that 25-car pack come on him, that could have been major. In yesterday's Turkey Hill Series race, we had double-wide lap traffic, and nobody could get around them for a half a lap. The whole pack went the same speed as the lap cars. But I think all these guys kind of dodged a bullet here. Andrew Miller went around, but I don't think he has any damage. I can't remember the other guy who was involved. It was Cookie Helms in the middle of a 4-wide situation with a couple other guys, but they figured it out, and they're all still out there running on the racetrack.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Are we going to see more crashes later today? I mean, I don't know if we are, because we might not have enough cars to wreck with at the end of the day, because we've seen it quite a few times before.
Well, somebody's got to win the darn thing, and got a lot of guys out there still in contention to do so. And even that 7 of Andrew Miller, he's still going to have a shot, as he doesn't have too much damage. But the bad thing for him, he's going to be stuck behind all these slow cars who were involved in that first accident.
It's definitely an interesting situation.
Definitely. We're going to see if anybody comes down the pit lane here. Looks like everybody is going to stay out, so I think these guys should be good on fuel, especially considering we got 2 cautions going on here. Shouldn't be an issue for these guys. So let's go ahead and see what happened to Andrew Miller here on the second caution in the Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500. So Andrew Miller is the only guy that actually goes around in all this. It's Cookie Helms, Jesse Turner, and rookie Matthew Phillips, who was an owner last year in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And if it weren't for Andrew Miller, I think the 33, 77, and 18 would have majorly gotten involved. But look at this. Justin Knight avoids him. I think Patrick Smith in the 66 avoids him. Matthew Phillips in the 33, he's down in the grass, but he does not come back and LePage the field, which is great for the rookie driver there. But that's about it. Andrew Miller saves that car. Nobody else gets involved, and I even think Matthew Phillips slowed it down enough, or did he? Oh my, he found a hole in the middle of the pack and fortunately did not hit anybody. How about that?
Yeah, this definitely could have been a lot worse. I mean, you were saying to me under break how if certain things would have gone the way they would have, then this could have been another 20-car accident. Well, not 20-car, but 10-car accident.
It could have very well been 20 cars with all those lap cars behind. I mean, they could have easily run into those guys, but you got to hand it to Andrew Miller, rookie driver here. He hasn't really made too many starts on that event prior to this race, but that was a very good save, and it's just a good job by all those drivers. I mean, you got Cookie Helms. He's a Big One champion. Jesse Turner there. And Matthew Phillips, I mean, he's definitely showing a lot of strength as a rookie in that number 33.
All right, so you see the 33 slide up, and that allows the number 7 to get under him. And that's what causes that 4-wide situation, and the 7 goes around. And I mean, for a rookie, you're seeing a lot of skill for him to keep that out of the wall of the field, being able to avoid him. Definitely shows some of the skill and experience these guys have.
Definitely, and I am amazed, truly amazed. But I will say, if it weren't for Andrew Miller, I think they would have crashed. But you see, Jesse Turner, he was in the middle of the track, and look at this. He's racing back to the line in this pack. If I'm not mistaken, he might have gotten 3rd at the line. Might have been 4th, but still. Jesse Turner, he's still in this thing, still the shot at winning. And, you know, let's focus on Zachary Fitzwater there, the pole sitter. He's still in the top 10 with a shot at victory in the Daytona 500. Go ahead, get to the restart. Seidel Motorsports and Roger Ray leads the Daytona 500. We are back here for the Daytona 500 in the Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and as my partner has alluded to me, this is his car. Caleb Hoffman actually was the painter of the 48 and the 24 for Seidel Motorsports, so I definitely believe he did a great job. The Panera Bread 48 driven by Roger Ray leading the field at the Daytona 500. Right behind him, Garrett Zinor in the 38. Isaac Nichols running 3rd. Season 1 Daytona 500 champion Jesse Turner runs in the 4th position. Pole sitter Zachary Fitzwater. Uncharted driver Cookie Helms. You got Luke Rainey, an Indianapolis 250 champion. Trying to become the first ever Indy 250 champion to also win the Daytona 500. Diego Yepes. Justin Heath, the Hers Dash Series champion from last year, and Hergel Arvin Alonso, the top 10. Juan Garcia's a lap down here you're definitely going to want to focus on him. He is massively slow on the racetrack. Check and see if anyone was knocked out after that. Jay Jefferson, he's still 6 laps down, but he's back out into the racetrack, so they got whatever problem that he had fixed. And, of course, Juan Garcia lap down in the number 6, going very slow. Everybody else on the lead lap.
Well, I mean, you got to watch out for somebody who I think might kind of be considered an underdog, but Hergel Arvin Alonso, he does have a win under his belt here.
He does. He's won in the he's won in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at Talladega before, so he knows how to get this super speedway racing in his head and do it well, so we'll see what he can do. As a matter of fact, he was leading when the first caution came out, so definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do. I think Juan Garcia kind of is the reason for this little gap in the pack right now, but as you can tell, you do not want to be behind him. He is slower than all these other guys with damage, and Andrew Miller, I was saying earlier on, he was involved in that little accident, but he had no damage, but he's still kind of at a disadvantage because he's behind all these slow cars, and there's no way he's going to catch up to the lead pack without a caution in that number 7 after he got stuck behind Ace Garcia. As for the rest of these guys, though, they're side by side for the lead. Garrett Sidnor in the 38th, the all-time winningest driver on Napa Fan with 19 career wins, looking for number 20 to be the Daytona 500 in the number 38 for American Motorsports.
Well, I mean, it'd definitely be special to see Garrett Sidnor win his 20th race on Napa Fan and it be the Daytona 500. I mean, it's eluded him, and, you know, for it to be his 20th win would be kind of fitting.
It definitely would, and I'm looking forward to when he does get his 20th win. It could be today. He leads lap 18 here in the Daytona 500, not quite halfway through this race, but still, they're racing like it's the last lap out there, and they have been all day long. Zachary Fitzwater started on the pole. He found his way back to the inside lane there, and he's pretty much been in the top 10 all race long, so great run for Zachary Fitzwater here today. Driving for Beast Racing, Marty Johnson, the owner of this team. The number 9, Project Cars 2 Dodge. And, of course, they mentioned in the Smoothfest that Dodge is a new manufacturer to the series. A lot of veterans driving Dodges. Matt Dalio, Jesse Turner, Zachary Fitzwater, Tristan Allen, William Brock, and, of course, the defending Rookie of the Year, Daniel McMillan, all driving on Dodge teams. We also have Cameron Garlington driving a Dodge as well. We also have 4Y. Again, Luke Rainey, Jesse Turner, Isaac Nichols. Come on,
they're
guys,
gonna be
you can figure
wide.
this out. I know you can. Oh, boy. If they do not figure it out before they reach the end of turn 4, if I'm Yepez, I step back just a little bit and let those guys go, but I'm also going for the Daytona 500 win as well. This is not going to end well.
Well,
Will
I
Rainey
mean,
clear him?
I believe 2 seasons ago it was, they went 4 wide for 2 laps.
Not going to
And-
happen this time.
Oh,
Rainey
no.
around. Turner also involved. And that's it. Oh, and hard impact. Christian Vargas and Nicholas Samadio. Patrick Smith, Alexander Rowe. Trey Bartow trying to avoid it. He can't. My goodness.
Yeah, these guys, like we were saying, they're definitely antsy, and I don't know why they are so antsy, but they have just been racing as it is the white flag, and it is definitely hurting a lot of them.
Third caution of the race, and like you were saying, I mean, we're going to end up with so many guys involved that we won't have anybody left to crash in this thing. But, you know, Diego Yepez, he had every opportunity to let those guys go, and he didn't, so Jesse Turner. Jesse Turner, he just got a little bit of damage in the 77, a little bit of left side damage, but he might be able to continue. We're just going to have to see. But Luke Rainey was the guy who went around. And the thing is, a lot of these crashes, especially the last 2, they've been very minor accidents. They haven't been huge crashes. Of course, Alexander Rowe in the 68, he's got major damage along with Justin Heath. Both of those guys did not have damage before this one. The Nicholas Samadio, tough break for his return. The Season 2 Daytona 500 champion is not going to repeat here today.
You know, I think we're seeing some of that inexperience from Diego Yepez not backing off and forcing that 4-wide situation.
Of course, I will say this about Yepez. This is his first Daytona 500. He wants to get the win. I mean, other races, like in a championship scenario, you're not in the championship, I understand, but everybody's kind of in the same boat right now. Get up front and get the win, so you can't really blame him for letting that happen. But still, our third caution, and we're just past halfway. I'm kind of hoping that that's going to be our last one, and I have a feeling it will be. Turner is coming back out onto the racetrack there. I mean, we're not even going to have that many guys out on the racetrack after that accident. A lot of guys actually did end up getting involved, so we're just going to have to see how it all plays out. Justin Knight with damage, his first ever Daytona 500. And Trey Bartow also with heavy damage in the 4. Not quite how he wanted to start out his season, especially after the disappointment he had last season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And North State Racing with Patrick Smith, the rookie driver in this 500. Looks like he was involved as well. Wade Enterprises and Christian Vargas with damage. Justin Heath. Luke Rainey was the first guy to go around, but I think he's actually going to stay out there on the racetrack. So we're just going to have to see how it all plays out. You see Turner here. I think he's going to merge back onto the racetrack here. And continue to race on in the number 77. He might be heading down to the pit lane. He's not. He's going to come back up the racetrack there, so good for him. Looks like he's going to be able to continue. Zachary Fitzwater, he started first, and he's back up there in the number 9. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the third caution here in the Daytona 500. Well, here's the situation. Another 4 wide. This is actually the first time we've had 4 wide off of turn 4. They bump around Roger Ray, Jesse Turner, and Luke Rainey. Rainey is the guy who goes around here, and we're going to focus with him because some of these guys in the back run into him. Then number 12 goes around for Quintero Racing Incorporated. 2 rookies on that team this season, Luke Rainey and Michael Canto. Turner kind of spins him around there. Turner bounces off of Julio, or actually that's Brad Stover, excuse me. Bounces off of Brad Stover in the 99. He bounces into the outside wall, but that's it from up there. And you see all these guys try to avoid this, and they would have if it weren't for these guys zooming right in here. Vargas right into Heath, Nicholas Samadeo, Patrick Smith, Alex NRLOA. They all bump into each other there. And they kind of arc a break into each other. That's what happens sometimes. You get those slow cars. They're running full speed, trying to get as many positions that they can, coming to the line. And they all pile up there. You see Isaac Nichols with damage, Alexander Rowe, Nicholas Samadeo, Christian Vargas, and Patrick Smith. Oh my, something else happened. Justin Knight, I think he got hit by Trey Bartow in the 4. You see Bartow sliding through the grass.
Yeah, and that would be the damage that Trey Bartow
boy. Got. Look at all those guys. They almost hit that 35, and they all avoid this accident. How about that? But still, tough break for all these guys, and a lot bigger of a crash than what I expected here at Daytona.
Yeah, and as I was saying, when this crash happened, they have gone 4 wide without crashing before, but this is one of those classic instances where they did not. And this became a, the first part of it wasn't really that major. But as you see, just a massive, massive crash with the number 35.
Tough break for Justin Knight, rookie driver in the 35. He got hit by the legend, the veteran Trey Bartow. And Bartow and Knight will both be done for the rest of this race. So let's go ahead. We're going to go on board the number 7 of Andrew Miller, who had a very spectacular view of this. Let's go ahead and see what he was seeing out there on the racetrack.
And as you see on board with the number 7, with this race to the line format, he's trying to get as many positions as he can, as you said earlier. And you see the underside of the number 35. And at that point, you're just hoping he doesn't come back down on his wheels with you right there.
Definitely a very scary moment for Andrew Miller. But we get point of contact, so he should be good to go for the rest of this race. Let's go ahead and get to the third restart of the day here in the Daytona 500. Back here once again, and hopefully that'll be it, but you can't really guarantee anything when you come to a place like this. I think the most cautious we've had in a race is 3, so we've tied that. I don't want number 4. I want to see these guys race it to the end. We've never actually had a Daytona 500 end under caution either, so I don't want to see that change either. But anyway, Zachary Fitzwater leading. Garrett Sinor running 2nd. He's had a great day in that number 38. Same with Diego Yepes, even though he kind of caused that accident. Running 3rd. His teammate, Garrett Sinor, running in front of him. How about this for John Art in the 05 Trailblazer Motorsports, a single-car team running in the 4th position. And Duel 1 winner Blaine Keys runs 5th. Roger Ray, Stuart Gratton, Brad Stover, Michael Canto, and Tristan Allen. The top 10. We'll take a look and see who got knocked out in this one. Only 30 drivers on the lead lap. And I believe the 35 and the 4 might be the only guys knocked out in this one. Now, the 06 is knocked out. I think the 66 is knocked out. 24 is probably also knocked out, and Alexander Rowe, yeah, they're all knocked out.
Yeah.
So only 31 drivers left on the racetrack, and say about 2/3 of those guys running full power. So it's gonna get very interesting. You see all these guys kind of loosely in the pack right now, but they're gonna form back up again. Garrett Senor going for the lead on Zachary Fitzwater.
And you see Garrett Senor and John Arndt. It'd be pretty cool to see either one of those guys win the Daytona 500. John Arndt especially, because I mean it's been a while, if I recall correctly, since he's won.
For John Arndt, his last win was Indianapolis in Season 6. For Garrett Senor, Atlanta Season 4. It's almost been 3 full seasons since Garrett Senor has won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race, so that 38 would love to get a win, especially in this one. They're double wide now through most of this pack, so that's good. If you keep it that way, that's when you avoid the 4 wide. But this is the Daytona 500. These guys don't want to go 3 wide. 4 wide, knock these guys out.
Well, I mean, I remember congratulating Garrett Senor on his win back in season 4. I don't know why I couldn't remember that, but you know, I think it would be cool to see him win the Daytona 500 because, like I said earlier, it's eluded him for so long. It'd just be special to see him win.
It definitely would. Number 38, Autism Speaks Forward for American Motorsports. Right now in the middle of a 3 wide situation, and here we go again. More 3 wide. That's Blaine Keys to the inside of Garrett Senor and Zachary Fitzwater. All 3 of those guys raced in season number 1 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We haven't mentioned this guy yet. The defending champion of the Daytona 500, Cameron Garlington for Titan Fury Motorsports in the number 13. He's on this inside lane in a pretty good position, looking to get his 2nd ever Daytona 500 win.
Yeah, I don't think we've focused in on it too much, but we are actually closing in on the closing laps of this race.
We are. Only 13 laps to go here in the Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500. And a lot of talent up front, and a lot of new faces as well. How about Michael Canto for Quintero Racing Incorporated in the number 15? He's trying to work this inside lane. But I'm telling you, one of the strongest guys so far in this race has been our pole sitter, Zachary Fitzwater.
Might be 4 wide soon. You know, if Michael Canto would move up just a bit, that is the perfect situation for 4 wide, and that is not what we want to see here.
Yeah, but Cameron Garlington, he's a 7-season veteran. I'm not sure if he's going to be as aggressive as Yepes was earlier on. So I think for Garlington, he's been in this situation before. He's won the 500 before. I think he knows how to play it safe and still get the job done. Got Cody Sill in this inside lane here in the 37. And he's the defending All-Star Race winner, returning on his own team, Cody Motorsports, the 37. And our very own Caleb Hoffman also painted this car as well. So, hey, your cars are doing pretty good today. Got Ace Garcia here in the 92. He started on the outside pole. Oh boy, Garlington. He could have opened the door there for Cody Sill, but he didn't. Michael Canto is out front in the 15. And I have a feeling we could have one of these rookie drivers get this win. Michael Canto in the 15 for Quintero Racing Incorporated. Now the leader here at Daytona. This is where you're going to want to watch for. Justin Heath and Juan Garcia, they're side-by-side, lap-down cars. They're going to affect this field, and if you remember the Turkey Hill Series race yesterday, the whole field got held up by 2 side-by-side lapped cars. Let's see what happens. Cameron Garlington taking the lead away, and here we go. The action has ensued. 6 cars break away. One of those guys is multiple laps down in Jay Jefferson. He is not a factor. Defending Daytona 500 champion Cameron Garlington leads the field in the number 13. 10 laps to go in the Daytona 500.
Another thing we want to watch out for is in that second pack, those slower cars could bunch that majority up. and we could see a crash. I don't think we will, but just keep in mind it is a possibility.
Tough break for Garrett Senor. He got held up by that number 30 and has still got to go around Juan Garcia. But how about this? Our defending Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion, Elijah Gordon, Blaine Keys, and haven't talked about this guy, Julio Caesar in the 95. He is in the top 10 right now for Tanker Motorsports. John Arndt also with a shot. I think they're going to probably... Oh, you know what? I don't know. They're a little ways behind this lead pack right now, so we're just going to have to see. It's Garlington and Sill side by side. Cameron Garlington, the Daytona 500 champion from Season 6. Cody Sill, the All-Star Race winner from Season 6. They're side by side for the lead here. Under 10 laps to go.
I'm pretty sure you were right earlier. I'm pretty sure that third caution was going to be our final one, because I don't think they are bunched up enough to where we see another wreck.
I definitely think you're right. These guys might be able to close in, though, on the lead pack, though, but we're just going to have to see. Got to take a look at that time. Oh, boy, this lead pack is much faster than the rest of those guys, so only unless these guys get held up by more lap traffic, I think the winner is going to be one of these 5 guys in this pack. Cameron Garlington, Cody Sill, Ace Garcia, Michael Canto, and pole sitter Zachary Fitzwater. You got to remember, Jay Jefferson is multiple laps down. I think he's 6 laps down in the number 16. He cannot win this race, but he still will be a factor. He's running just as fast as all these guys, so not really being too much of a burden for these leaders. But he might have a say in who wins this race if he so pleases to do so. Cody Sill leads it, lap 33 of 40. 7 laps to go in the Daytona 500.
Well, I think you're definitely right when you're talking about the number 16. He is running up to speed with these guys, and while he may not be a factor in the points, and not points, but the positions, he does include extra drafting help, and that's what you want here at Daytona.
Cody Sill moves up to block Cameron Garlington, but here comes Ace Garcia. The problem with Garcia is he only has Jay Jefferson helping him on the inside lane. So this is very good news right now for Cody Sill. And if you look at the ticker, that time is not closing in from John Arndt and Zachary Fitzwater. So the way this is going, only unless lap traffic gets in the way, which it very well could, it's going to be one of these 5 guys who gets this win. And in this small pack, it is very difficult to pass as well. So Cody Sill might be at the advantage to possibly get this win.
Oh yeah, he definitely has the advantage right now. But honestly, my cards are going to be on the number 13 as we see him take the lead. He has the experience here. He knows how to get it done. He won here in Season 2 in that exact number, the number 13 Geico Chevrolet.
That was Nicholas Samadillo.
Oh, it's Cameron Garlington.
But Garlington is the defending champion of this race, driving a number that has won the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I got
so,
those
you're kind of right. You're kind of right there. He got the help from Michael Canto to get around Cody Sill. Cody Sill's now at the end of this pack, and now Michael Canto going to the inside. And Jefferson might actually get the theoretical lead in this pack here soon, but here we go again. Slow lap traffic. William Brock, Matt Tuck, Justin Roberts, and Nathan Stapleton. They're going to get in the way of our leaders. They're going double wide. They're not going anywhere. Michael Canto's going to get around the 98. Same with Jefferson and Fitzwater. Garlington's going to try to get around William Brock. He can't. Cody Sill was getting around him. And Garlington stuck behind William Brock. Can't do anything. Ace Garcia's going to take him 3 wide.
Look at that second pack. I don't know if they'll close in fast enough, but they are closing in right now.
Well, what could happen is if all these guys get around the lap traffic and they get with Ace Garcia and Cameron Garlington. Garlington is still stuck behind Matt Tuck. More lap traffic in the way. And with that, Michael Canto is just blown away with a huge lead at Daytona. They hit Juan Garcia and Justin Heath again, but this is not good at all for the number 15. These guys are going to be able to draft up and close right in on them. It's still 3 laps to go, but a rookie is leading. Here in the Daytona 500, it's Michael Canto for Quintero Racing Incorporated, the FIFA 15 Chevrolet.
Yeah, and you know, Zachary Fitzwater could be able to do it. Started first, and he might finish first.
We're just going to have to see. It is spread out like crazy, and you know what? Cameron Garlington might still have a chance here. And these guys are now stuck behind Garcia and Heath, so they're just all over the place on the racetrack. But this thing is far from over. I think, though, at this point, it's going to be a 4-car battle. I think it's going to be between Canto, Fitzwater, Sill, and Smoothfest winner Ace Garcia. Zachary Fitzwater leads it with 2 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Will Fitzwater be able to get it done from the pole position? It has never been done in the Daytona 500 before, but Fitzwater has the best shot ever of any pole sitter in this race. Will he be able to hold these guys off and get the win?
We got to watch out for the 92, and I was going to say the 37, but he's going to be stuck on the high side, and he's only got 1 lap to get it done.
It's going to be the white flag. Zachary Fitzwater. He has been in every single Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. Will he get the most important win of his career? 1 lap to go in the Daytona 500.
Number 92, he has the help of the 16. Can he get around the number 9 as they head down the super stretch for the final time?
It's going to either be Zachary Fitzwater or Ace Garcia, the 2 drivers that started on the front row for this race. Fitzwater still holding on to the lead, but will Garcia do the same thing he did in the Smoothfest? He's got help from Jay Jefferson coming to the line. Who is it gonna be in the Daytona 500? Nobody else but Zachary Fitzwater from the pole. Fitzwater, your Daytona 500 champion in Season 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Beast Racing, Marty Johnson, Zachary Fitzwater, goodbye. Your winner is the number 9.
Yeah, and what a way to etch your name in history. Zachary Fitzwater, not only the first pole sitter to win the Daytona 500, but to have your name etched in the record books to say that you were a Daytona 500 champion.
How about that for the veteran driver? 7 seasons in this series, and he just got the win in the Daytona 500. And I said earlier on that Fitzwater was going to be a strong guy. He was looking very strong. He had been in the top 10 all race long. Well, he got it done. He was able to maneuver around the lap traffic perfectly and win the biggest race of the season, the Great American Race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, going to Zachary Fitzwater and Beast Racing. Marty Johnson, one happy owner right there. He's an owner, Daytona 500 winner. And, of course, Zachary Fitzwater, probably one of the biggest names in offline NR 2003, gets the win in the Great American Race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. How about that? From the pole. And not only that, Ace Garcia, who started on the outside pole, finished in the 2nd position. They started and finished right in the same places, so I've never seen that, I don't think, in any race I've done here on AppleFan.
Yeah, that's
definitely not the Daytona
pretty
500,
crazy.
but still. Congratulations to Zachary Fitzwater, your winner here in the Great American Race. And Caleb, how about that? 7-season veteran, the experience paid off. Do you expect to see Fitzwater get this win, or did you think it was going to be somebody else?
You know, honestly, I didn't. In my mind, I thought it was going to be someone else, not because it was Zachary Fitzwater, but because out of 42 cars, you would not expect the person who starts on the pole to finish right there because of if you include, wrecks and fuel mileage, which I thought we were going to see, but never did because of the wrecks. Didn't think he was going to get the win.
Very interesting race here, and Zachary Fitzwater making history today in more ways than one. Of course, he's a Daytona 500 champion. He also won this race from the pole. So how about that for the Aussie driver getting it done? He's definitely in the double digits on the all-time Napa fan wins list, and he's got another Chick-fil-A Cup Series win here today. Drivers failing the finish: Alexander Rowe, Nicholas Samadeo, Patrick Smith, Christian Vargas, Justin Knight, Trey Barta, Richard Kingart, Aaron Walpole, Jordan Carter, and Jonathan Wong. They all failed to finish here today. And, of course, you have Juan Garcia there 3 laps down. He was definitely a major factor in this race, along with Justin Heath, splitting those packs up throughout this race and allowing those few guys to pull away and be the only 5 guys within a second of each other at the finish. We've seen that happen a lot here before in the Daytona 500. We saw it happen again here in the Season 7 Great American Race. But Zachary Fitzwater, Ace Garcia, Cody Sill with a third-place finish. Highest rookie in the field, Michael Canto. He will lead in the Rookie of the Year standings after this event. Cameron Garlington, John Hart, Diego Yepes, Elijah Gordon, Brad Stover, and Garrett Tenor, that top 10 here from the World Center of Racing. So, Caleb, what are your final thoughts here? Definitely a great race, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the best 500s I think I've ever watched, just because, the factor of, lap traffic made it more exciting. I know it made it frustrating for these drivers, but the lap traffic, really influenced who's going to win, and it was definitely exciting to see the way it played out.
Definitely. And Zachary Fitzwater, he's one happy man right now. He's going to be leading in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Right after this race, of course, he's going to be the points leader. And he's going to head into Atlanta, a Daytona 500 champion, and that sticks with you throughout the whole season. Of course, this season we don't have the win and you're in chase format, so it's all about consistency, so the work is not done for any of these guys. But this win definitely adding a lot of confidence, especially considering he won this race from the pole. I think Fitzwater is definitely going to be a force to reckon with this season here in season number 7. But anyways, can't thank you guys enough for all the support. This is so much fun to do. I was so much looking forward to doing these races to begin season 7. And I got to thank each and every one of you for painting cars, especially you, Caleb. You definitely helped out. For just being patient with me while I got all this whole thing figured out. And I think it turned out very well for the first race of this new era in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. The custom cars looked great, had a great race, and a veteran driver gets the win in the Daytona 500. And of course, thank you, Caleb, for joining me. It was great to have you alongside. And we're going to do this again, at least sometime throughout the season. Excited for the next race?
Oh, definitely. If today's race is any indicator of what the rest of the season is going to be, it's definitely going to be one of the greatest seasons on this channel.
I hope so. And you guys are the ones who make it possible. God bless you all. We love you all. And can't wait to see you guys at Atlanta next week right here on Napa Fan. The Kids Colors 500 from the Georgia racetrack. And it's going to be a fun one around that 1.5 miler to see who gets the second win of the season. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Here are the point standings for season number 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And congratulations to Zachary Fitzwater once again on his storied victory. That is it for me. On behalf of Caleb Hoffman, thank you guys so much for watching once again. And I will see you guys later.
It is finished.